Okay, so I'm very close to. Hello, Swish. Oh, wow, it's my own voice. No, Swish 33 fan. It's going all right, I suppose. I just wanted to, since I've been doing a bunch of live streams with Red Dead Redemption, and I've been talking about completing it and all that stuff and getting the platinum trophy. Yeah, I'm one mission away, basically. Um, from getting the 100% completion, which is. Oh, I just turned my TV off. Jesus. That wasn't smart. Where's my remote? It's. Oh, yeah, that's right. I broke my remote. I have to get a new one, or I ordered a new one. The middle button. Uh, yeah, so basically, this is just me playing to, or streaming to commemorate, I guess. You remember trying to interview me several years back. Oh, okay. Um, was it for your channel or I don't really remember, but my brain ain't what it used to be, I'll just put it that way. That's mostly a joke. Please get off my screen. I guess it's just gonna stay there. So anyway, I'll go through some of the other stats. I'm stalling, of course, because I can. So after I turn this mission in, I still have some stuff to do for the Platinum Trophy, but um, you can't really show trophies on here for some reason. And when I do get the 100% trophy, it's not going to pop on screen because Sony doesn't let you stream that for some stupid reason. Um, I don't understand that. I still can't figure it out. Um, I've harvested 26,676 pounds of meat. Most of that is in bears, I think. Um, yeah, technical difficulties. I'm trying to. Oh, okay, that's starting to ring a bit of a bell. Uh, hello, only the strong. I, to this day, I think that Miguel Cabrera was worth the contract. Um, he had some, he had some down years due to injury mostly, but considering where he ended up at retirement, I would say that he was worth every penny, absolutely. And for all the value that he added to the Tigers roster throughout his career, I would say yeah. But now the question is Tarek Skubal
Come on, slow down.
and how much he's going to get, or rather, when the Tigers will trade him, which is what's going to end up happening. Skubal's going to be traded either in or before July.
Come on. Oh, look out.
Wow, missed. Dead on. So, so once I go and turn this bounty in, that'll be the 100% completion. This would be the first time I've done that on this
Come
game.
on, faster!
I never came close to 100% when I played Red Dead Redemption all those years ago, but now I'm kind of on this completionist kick. So the games I play now, I'm going to try to platinum. Because for now, I have the time, and here we go. This should be it.
Nice job.
Huzzah! It's a gold trophy too. Uh, nope. 100%. I have done it as if this is some big fucking achievement, but no, the Tigers can pay Scooble. That's the thing. The Tigers absolutely can pay Tarek Skubal. They just won't. And that's what kind of makes me a bit, I don't want to say mad because I don't really get mad over sports, but uh, it's frustrating because Mike Ilitch, his, and again, I don't think I care that much about a billionaire's dreams, but his dream was to win the Tigers a World Series. And now his son owns the team, and he's cheap, and he doesn't want to spend money like his dad did, even though he can afford to spend money like his dad did. He is one of the richest owners in all of baseball. So it's not that they can't pay Skubal, it's that they won't pay Skubal. And some could make the argument that he's a 30-year-old who's had two major surgeries on his arm, so it makes sense to not pay him however much money that he's asking for. I think Boras was that like 31 million or something like that, which he could get, yeah, but it's one of those I can see both sides, and there's actually more than two sides to this. Um, so as much as I love Tarek Skubal and the idea of him helping get the Tigers past the ALCS next year, I just don't think that he's going to be a Tiger for much longer than the summer of 2026, which kind of blows. Because again, he's the best pitcher in baseball right now. You can make the argument that Paul Skeens is, but statistically speaking and hardware speaking, it's Skubal. And you know they could pay him. They absolutely could. And even if you're on the side of he's 30 years old and he's got two major surgeries, the Illiches are massively wealthy people. They can absolutely afford, even if Skubal blows his arm out when he's 32, that's still 2 good years that he'd have given the team. And it's still hard for me to fathom people who have that much money being so cheap when baseball players, as overpaid as people say that they are, compared to the money that these owners make and compared to the money, the revenue MLB gets, they're still not paid what they're worth. Most people in this world are not paid what they're worth compared to what the owners make, compared to what the CEOs make. So you could even make the argument that baseball players are underpaid. And most people would look at you like, "Oh, but when you when you put all the numbers down on paper." Uh, so that's why I personally don't get too upset when players hold out for more money, unless it's absurd, unless they're trying to command more than the market will bear, or to command more than another player who's, you know, but at the same time, I respect players who take less, like the whole loyalty thing. So I just hate the idea of money, and I hate what it does to
Hello there.
things that I love, into this world. I would love that we would never have to think about it. I would love that it would just never be a thing because it ruins sports, it ruins lives, it ruins friendships, it ruins families, it ruins everything. Really. Unless you have a ton of it. And even if you have a ton of it, I've been in a
Let's
position
go.
in my life where I did have a ton of it and I was still miserable. So,
Let's
you
go.
know,
Let's go.
I just. Well, yeah, Miguel Cabrera absolutely was worth everything. He was worth it all. He was a generational talent, and it's. I just saw somebody post somewhere that without the injuries, um, was it Madrugada? There's another trophy I got to take care of here. Yeah, it's this place. Had Miguel Cabrera not have been injured so often, he would have probably had close to 4,000 hits. I think they did the calculations somewhere around 3,800. 3,800 hits, 600 and in the low 600s of home runs.
Yeah.
But I mean, still, he had an amazing career nonetheless. It's very conflicting when I think about like
Working in, Mac.
contracts in sports because I want my favorite player. I want all players to make as much to get as much as they can. But at the same time, I hate thinking about it. I hate thinking about the agents, and I hate
Yeah.
thinking about the holdouts, and the distractions, and it's such a big circus when it comes to contracts and when they're up and who's a free agent and who's not. It's you know.
Yeah.
And another thing about the billionaires who don't want to pay players, you're taking risk. Like no player is indestructible. I look at Mike Trout, for
Howdy.
example.
Howdy.
No, screw that. Anthony Rendon. Anthony Rendon pulled down that massive contract, and then you know, whether it's his body given out or his heart given out, um, you are making, or you're taking a big risk. And these businessmen, these business assholes, are all about risk. You know, that they love talking about risk, but when it comes to owning a sports team, they don't seem to like it very much. So they'll use that as an excuse to not
Stop
want to
doing
pay
that
somebody
anymore.
who's been, you know, who's had a couple of Tommy Johns. So it makes me wonder, like, where their love of risk happens to go, and how much of it is they want to
Yeah.
mitigate risk, and how much of it is truly that they're just cheap. Unless you're the Dodgers. The Dodgers will pay anybody anything. Oh my God. Oh, the Dodgers. But even when I think about the Dodgers, if I can continue this friggin' ramble, Jesus,
Faster.
um, it's like the whole small market, big market thing. All of the owners are rich, obscenely so. You can't be the owner of a baseball team and not be obscenely wealthy.
Come on.
So they all have the money to pay big dollars to like all the best players. And it just seems to me that some owners are more willing than others to pony up the big bucks,
Yeah.
and the Dodgers have kind of become this scapegoat for what I really think is a cheapness issue with the owners across Major League Baseball.
Come on. Faster.
But still, I hate the fucking Dodgers.
Stop now.
Except for Shohei, of course, because Shohei is. So there's this trophy where you have to kill 500 people with a heavy or with a machine gun. Um, He's in crimes, travels, combat. Uh, and I think so far I have, so with the Gatling gun, 98. I need to pull up a calculator. Oh yeah, I totally missed this question. Yeah, the Illiches have the Red Wings and Little Caesars and the Tigers and I'm sure they own some other team in there. I don't know about like big professional teams, but I lost the ability to do math in my head about I don't know, 70 joints ago. I think the cannon counts. Okay, so I still have to. Ooh. So I still have to take out 174 people with this Browning gun. Well, may as well start with this guy.
Let's go! ¡Enemigo! Puntería casi perfecta. Te invito a probar mis ganas de...
Shoot him. Where?
Look out!
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. They have medicine.
¡Enemigo!
Jesus.
No escaparás de mis tiros.
Is Tom Gore still on the Pistons?
¡Alerta! ¡Enemigo a la marcha! ¡Enemigo!
Oh, he's coming this way. Here, try to climb the ladder, right? Dude.
What now? Ayúdame.
Oh no, my honor.
Dios mío. Necesito. ¡Me ayude!
Hey. Yeah, so I basically do this until I get to 5. I get that trophy, and then the other trophy from this game that I need is I have to tie up somebody, put them on the train tracks, and let the train run them over. I got the 100% completion, but I don't quite have the platinum. East Coast. 10:08, 10:08 a.m. Hello, Free Snakes. Thank you. I hope you've been feeling okay. Uh, Feeling okay. Leaving Finland in a couple months, so don't feel all that great about that at all. But don't really have any choice. That's kind of how I try to look at it. Like, yeah, it's a new beginning. I'm starting over from square one, but at the same time, I'm starting over from square one in the fucking U.S. And it's like, if I was starting over from square one in 1994, like, I'd be feeling a lot better than starting from square one in the States in 2026. Almost said 2025. So I'm trying to be positive about it, but like it's hard. I've been living here for 8 years now, so it's not just about like finding a place, getting a job, all that kind of stuff. But I'm returning to a country that even in 8 years is just kind of like unrecognizable. Uh, mm, I was not there during like the beginnings of the Trump tornado, so I didn't get a real feeling for just how unhinged the atmosphere has become. And like when you live in America, like even people who say they're not afraid to get shot, it's still in the back of your mind. And I did enjoy not living with that fear, being able to drink water from the tap. That was also that's been nice. Every time I take a drink from the water fountain here, from the tap, I'm like, fuck, in 2 months, I'm not gonna be able to do this anymore. Either gonna have to drink from bottled water, or bottles, or filter. There's like a lot of stuff that's just kind of weighing on my brain that's probably not gonna hit me fully until I'm off the plane and back in the fucking States. And my only hope is that it doesn't just send me back into a shithole of depression. But then again, like pretty much everyone who lives in the U.S. is depressed. So, but at the same time, you can kind of say that for Finns too. How many more people do I need to take out? Uh, so you got a letter from Kela. Turns out your housing benefit was approved and was raised from 2024. Oh, the Asimistuki? Mine inexplicably went up too. Um, Hold on a second. I'm trying to. So it's 283.98. I don't feel like doing the math. So that's 381. Ugh. But yeah, that's good to hear. Why was it not approved to begin with? I thought basically everybody applied for Osamustuki. Even like rich people, I've heard, still claim a housing benefit. But at any rate, I'm glad that you got back. Yeah, mine went up. And this is something else that you absolutely do not get in the U.S., where they do not give anybody Osamustuki. There's no such thing.
Where did that come from?
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, so I had to reapply too. After I reapplied, it went up by like 50 euros. I was very, very, very surprised. Um, yeah, there's not anything in the U.S. that even like resembles Osamustuki. Uh, and if you want to claim unemployment, you have to. I think you have to. In most states, you have to show that you've been employed for at least a certain amount of months. They don't just like. I don't think they really haven't. I don't know. It's been so long since I've been in the states, so I don't know how anything has changed. And gotten worse or better when it comes to unemployment. But I've been more or less satisfied with the way that they do it here. You know, a lot of Finns aren't very satisfied with it, but as someone who grew up in the U.S. And like that's the one thing about Finland that I think keeps it in the happiness index or whatever, however much stock anybody wants to put in that, is that if you do lose your job, you're not as fucked as you are in the States. You lose your job in the States, you're just fucked, for the most part. Hello, Nerd About Life. God, that's a name I haven't seen in a long, long, long time. How the hell have you been? Oh yeah, it definitely doesn't make people rich, but that's the thing. You know, I think that there are a lot of different ways about going about like richness. You know, for some people it's about money, but for me, a big part of what makes a person rich is like the richness in their life, not necessarily the shit that they buy with money, but things like wisdom and socializing, health, and all that kind of stuff. Unfortunately, a lot of Americans tend to look at richness as purely monetary. So if they have a perfectly good life and they have a house, a roof over their head, and they can afford shit, they look at their neighbor and see the shit that they're buying, and they're not satisfied. They gotta have more, they gotta have a bigger one of those, or more of these. Neighbor get, like, my dad was one of these fucking people. You know? Like, for some fucking reason, he wasn't happy with our little pop-up camper that we had. Even though the fun was the camping. So one day he goes out and he gets his big 26-foot fifth wheel camper that we had for like 2 years. And it was mostly because my aunt's husband, got this big ass camper, and he wanted to keep up with their Jones. So yeah, that there's just a whole lot of that kind of mentality, and like I have no ambition. I really don't. There are a lot of things that I wish I could do, things I wish I could have done, but when it comes down to it, like I just wanted to make enough money to be able to live and not suffer. Okay. Yeah, that's another thing that unfortunately, Snakes, if you lived in the U.S., ugh, they would be fighting you tooth and nail for yours to qualify for Social Security to the point where you have to hire a lawyer to fight the system to prove that you are indeed disabled. And that could take, like my sister back in the States has been trying for fucking ever um, to qualify for Social Security because she can't work because of her disorder. Um, she just had to hire a lawyer. And the good news about it all is that once you do qualify, they pay you back pay for uh, all those years that they made you fight for it. But still, it's a fucked up system. It's a fucked up process, and it doesn't get any better with time. It just gets worse. And here, the what's it called? Punto. Oh, I forget the word for it, but when I had to go to the hospital myself, they told me that there was this rehabilitation money through Pella that I could
Time to make
apply
up for my
for.
lost childhood.
And compared to the process that they make you go through in the States, oh my god, it's like night and day. Oh, the day, yeah, I had a B statement too, but that was for psychotherapy. I had to go to the doctor and they had to like determine whether or not I needed it or at least the Kela reimbursement. There is actually an easier way to get this trophy than what I'm doing, but this just gives me time to stall out. And now there are some changes coming to unemployment in Finland in March. I think they begin. If you miss even one of your obligations for the activation model bullshit, I think if you miss even one of them, they'll start penalizing you. Well, I mean, it's good that your doctor is on top of it, for sure. Um, and this isn't necessarily a mentality that is endemic to the States, but there are a lot of people who, and I hate that this happens, but there are a lot of people who should be rehabbing and focusing on their health, who feel pressured into going back to work and making the problem worse just because society says, hey, you're not disabled. Look at my ancestor. He worked with a broken leg and a concussion, and back in my day, we worked through this and that, and you know, all of this pretending people do that things were so much tougher back in the day. People weren't tougher. Because of like the time, they had to be. They had to. Either they didn't have the knowledge that certain things were really, really bad for you, like concussions, for example. I think that's a big one, actually. But this whole idea, like you gotta be tough and strong and fucking work through this injury and play through the pain. It's so stupid. shot from somewhere. Where are you? Oh, whoa! Interesting. Yeah, but generally speaking, I don't know exactly what I'll do when I get back to the States. I guess I'll just... It's hard to believe that I'm saying this, but it's a lot easier to find work in the States than it is to find work here. One thing that I did want to do with my time here was finish some kind of read, and that's probably not going to happen now. Because that's another thing about the States that's just so fun. If you want to get a college education, you've got to basically sell your soul for it. Or, well, your kidney if you want to be more realistic. Hey. Which direction is that coming from? I don't see it. They coming from that guy way out there? Interesting.
This is gonna be fun.
Yes.
¡Anda! Te dejaré en pedazos.
How many more do I have to take down? I hate this menu. 361. So like 50 more.
Matar con los ojos cerrados. Soy León Galindo. Recuerda mi nombre.
I go save my game before something messes up, and I'm gonna do all that shit all over again. Yeah, I'd definitely rather be in Finland or Canada than the States. Absolutely. Like, the thing is, I don't want to leave Finland. It's actually kind of the last thing I want to do. But I don't know what kind of a life I can have here long term. Even if I complete my Finnish skills to like get close to fluency, which would take another. Whoa, 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 whoa! I mean, it would certainly up my chances of finding a job, but I don't know how long this unemployment crisis is going to go. And I'm kind of tired of just sitting at home. I know that there are a lot of people in this world who would love to be able to sit at home. actually growing financially. So it's like I could stay here for a bit longer and wait and see, but it's been 2 friggin' years, and it's just not fun. So, yeah, I would much rather stay here. The only way that that's possible, I think, is if I remarry my ex, which is never happening. Yeah, that's basically it. Because the other part of it is that even though I won my appeal to Beacon, or no, my appeal from court, rather, they overturned Beacon's decision. It doesn't mean that it's not deal with them. They'll come after me again for what basis my residence permit is on, and nothing will change because I'll still be fucking employed, probably. As it turns out, it's easier to deal with immigration stuff when you're a citizen. For anyone who's watching this and wondering why I'm just standing up on a roof and aimlessly shooting people, it's for a trophy. If you're not having fun watching it, trust me, I'm not having any fun doing it. At least all these NPCs are kind enough to just keep on moseying along and doing this. Hey, you're riding your horse 45 in a 30 zone. Think of the school children. Is probably what I'm... really intense. Yeah, I was just gonna... Okay, there, I got the trophy. Probably can't see it on the screen because Sony's weird like that. Ah, okay. Wait, before I go, I gotta do this. Oops. Fire. Okay. Okay, now I can fulfill the last trophy that I can get from this game. At least on the Red Dead ones. There's still other trophies that I have to get from the Undead. Hey, this isn't my horse. You're not my horse? There's the train. Will I have enough? someone is fucking upstairs.
You're coming with me.
Either that or... Get out of the way! Get out of the way, please! Please! I'm not gonna make it. Yes, I am. Again, this is for a trophy. Either someone is having sex directly above my head, or there's a dying dolphin. All aboard! Blood and Guts Express. That sucks. But, again, it was for a trophy, which I got. The trophy's called Dastardly. That is very... Hey, at least it didn't turn her into, like, soup. What usually happens when the train comes and hits a
ma'am.
person. She had 19 pieces of pistol now. 19 pieces of pistol and bullets. Okay, let me check my trophies. That should be pretty much all of them for this side. $42 of 52. So, yeah, basically, you have to get 100% completion in Undead Nightmare 2. This is going to take my whole life. Oh my god. Oh my. Alright. Well, may as well get started. Actually, no. I did what I set out to do on this stream. I have 100% completion. Yay. And on my next stream, I'll probably be playing Undead Nightmare, but I can't right now. I've been playing this basically all day, except for like a workout break, because I wanted to get 100% completion. And I did. So, yeah. I'll probably stream again tonight. If you're on the East Coast tonight, or any of the coasts in the U.S. Oh, yeah, I forgot I had more stuff in his underpants. All right. Thank you for witnessing history. That sounds... Have a good day, folks.